Okay, so chapter 4 was called Assistance in Learning. And so, basic introduction to this is as a teacher, your relationship with helping students is very important. You can't help them too much and you can't help them too little. You need to give them the push that they need to be able to figure it out by themselves, but also not overwhelming them. And you're teaching them strategies that they can use to understand what they're reading, to be able to comprehend and think critically. So it's your job as a teacher to give them the skills and strategies that they need to get to this level. So the first section was improving comprehension through the use of instructional strategies. So the point of this is to reinforce learning during the assistance phase. Teachers must use strategies during reading for the student to get better. So a strategy that was really good was mapping, which is for more visual learners, where you take a concept and then you add on relationships of major and supporting ideas, kind of like a web or however the map wants to be done. And also a really important concept was constructivism in reading, which was having the student be able to put all the ideas together, essentially, using their prior knowledge and their attitude and values, which as a teacher is your job to instill when it comes to reading. So it's just using higher order thinking skills to find meaning to what they read. The learners build information from the assistance that the teachers provide. So it is the teacher's job to be able to give them the skills to do so. The next section was comprehending segments of text, which teachers can use strategies that provide directed readings using small segments of text. So you don't need to give your students big, long articles to read. Starting off small is a lot less intimidating to the students. The strategies that were recommended was the directed reading thinking activity, where each segment of text helps you figure out the next. So essentially you read a section of a text or a paragraph, and the next paragraph you should be able to predict from the first. And it's all about predicting the outcomes. The next strategy is guided reading procedures, which uses brainstorming to collect information as accurately as possible, then rereading to correct misinformation. And the second time reading heightens motivation to really find the correct answer. The next strategy is called reciprocal teaching, which the teacher summarizes a paragraph, reads aloud a paragraph to a student, and the student will write what they think will happen. So this works on writing, and if you make them present it, it works on like reading aloud what they read, and you can switch up the roles between teachers and students and whoever's reading it. The next section of the book was assisting students in learning text structure, because there's a theory that understanding the structure of text, such as paragraphs and like the type of paper that it is, can affect the reading comprehension of students. This also improves with their own writing. So identifying text structure and being able to identify the type of text helps them, one, read, understand what they're reading better, and also their own writing. So for example, this is being able to identify cause and effect, papers, sequential analysis, etc. And then there are also strategies like a bunch of different types of organizational charts to help understand, like going into the more technical parts of reading, but using that to be able to understand more what's going on. And the last section is improving comprehension through questioning. So this actually overlaps with some of what we already learned, the question-answer relationship. And there's also something called guidoramas, which basically you have like little footnotes or something in whatever text that your students are reading, and they can read from the side. It's kind of like you're there reading with them. And Also, as far as question goes, make sure you use a lot of why questions, like why dot dot dot, to encourage more critical thinking and thinking on a deeper level. And also, they have found that people have had a lot of success with student generated questions. So that just has students developing their own questions, so they think of it on a deeper level, and it just encourages them more to really comprehend what they're reading and to think critically. And the questions tend to be actually harder, so the questions that I have, I wrote down below. So